The Lebanese government is letting Private Sean Rooney's killer get away with murder. So this is a brand new story that just came out yesterday. It says the Beirut regime has no idea where the killer is and they're pretending to look for him. So we know Private Sean Rooney is a peacekeeper who died terribly a few years ago, and this is members of the Irish Defence Forces carrying the coffin. He took a wrong turn in Beirut or in Lebanon somewhere, and some crazy crackpot guy, Hezbollah, he shot up their car, their sort of like a SUV, right? The Irish Defence Forces Army vehicle. He shot it up. One guy was in critical condition, ended up killing Private Sean Rooney, and now they don't even know where he is, the killer. They just let him go. And this is, again, the incompetent leadership from overseas. Why we would trust these idiots is beyond me. It says they had the Hezbollah terrorist Mohammed Ayad, the gunman who took up the peacekeeper's life. They had him in custody, but then out of the blue, released him on health grounds over a year ago, a move that was outrageous. And guess what? Surprise, surprise, the brute who took our young soldier's life vanished off the face of the earth like a ghost. They know where he is. They said that he is in Iran. The Beirut regime has no idea where the killer is and they're pretending to look for him. They don't give a shit, guys. They're just trying to let their soldiers and their terror factions get away with murder, literally. The smart money says he's hiding in Iran, the country that funds Hezbollah's terror campaign in the Middle East. Yeah, probably. I mean, no doubt about it, guys, honestly. The disappearance of their son's murder is very hard to take for Sean Rooney's heartbroken family and his Irish army colleagues. I bet it's absolutely disgusting. 1 minute, the murderer's in jail, the next he is out. I smell a rat if there ever was. The Irish government and the Department of Foreign Affairs have been played like idiots. I knew this was going to happen. I absolutely knew this was going to happen, guys. The former minister in charge of the department up to last week, Simon Harris, made a public song and dance of how he was trying to get justice for Sean. He wrote letters and made phone calls to Lebanese politicians, but got nowhere. Of course. They don't give a shit, guys. The guy isn't in jail. They just let him out. They said, oh, no, it's fine now. So he shot and killed one of our military guys, and now that's it. Why do we even have peacekeepers in Lebanon? There shouldn't even be peacekeepers there. Bollocks to that. We should do no peacekeeping, okay? We should only have the military to defend this country, and if other countries want to attack us, then we fight back. That's the only reason. Forget about this peacekeeping nonsense. This is nonsense shit, guys. Like, peacekeeping, let them destroy their own country if they're going to do that. Let them tear apart their own country, guys. Who gives a shit? Lebanon made a big song and dance about the sentencing hearing last July and all those involved in the UN convoy as a result of Sean died and 3 of his colleagues were injured. So 3 of his colleagues were shot and he got killed, okay? Ayad was given the death penalty by the military tribunal, but the irony was he wasn't in the courtroom to hear it. He wasn't there. He wasn't in the country. He fled the country as soon as he got known that he was going to get arrested for this. Have you ever heard such ridiculousness in all your life? The killer is swanning around Middle East somewhere and will never in a month of Sundays be apprehended and lined up in front of a firing squad for what he did. Of course he won't. He's grand. He'll probably be imported into the UK and given free meals and hot food and a flipping free house. That's probably what's going to happen. He'll probably try to immigrate into flipping the UK now. Lebanon, by the way, has not executed a prisoner over 20 years and they're highly unlikely to start now. So why did the court give him the death penalty? It was a pure show. Of course it was. Anyone that knows anything, I mean, this is just basic military tactics, guys. This is just nonsense. Why he would do any of this is ridiculous. I know if I was a member of Sean Rooney's family, I would be absolutely pissed off at the idea of what's going on. They would have to appear to be diplomatic and have to keep their powder dry. The whole shabby process plays out. The United Nations, who Sean was serving for, had a lot to answer for too. They're normally very keen to tell us what is wrong with the world and how to save our lives and how to live our lives. The United Nations, who Sean Rooney was serving for, had a lot to answer for. 2, they are normally very keen to tell us what's wrong with the world and how to live our lives. Yeah, the UN and the EU are just bringing in hundreds of thousands of illegal migrants into this country. If I was actually the Irish government, I would pay Blackwater or I would just tell our Irish Army Rangers, Special Forces, to liaison with like the CIA or something in America, get a location of where this guy is and go and kill him. That's what I would do. So Irish government, you know what to do now. From the Military General, County Gaines, ask the USA where this guy is and go and shoot and kill this guy. If you can. Obviously, I don't think you can send special forces into Iran. But if he was to ever leave Iran and go anywhere else, Pakistan, anywhere like that, send in special forces and kill this guy, okay? Drop a Predator missile on him, okay? But get him killed. That's what I would do. I wouldn't let this guy get away with it because he'll probably do it more now. They're constantly critical of Western countries not doing enough to help the third world. I don't think we should help the third world at all. Fuck the third world. They've had their chance. If they want to do shit, they'll start building themselves. We don't have to help anybody. This sort of idea where we're now just subject to like guilt because we're white and because we live in a Western country is nonsense. Complete nonsense. Whoever came up with that idea? Oh, because you live in Ireland, which by the way, we were persecuted for 800 years by the British, we were colonized. Because you live in a Western democracy, you now have to fight for the rights of all these third worlders? Bollocks. I don't have to fight for, I don't owe anybody anything, guys. I'm Eastern European Irish. In Eastern Europe, they were persecuted by the Russians for hundreds of years, okay, for decades. Now, and I'm Irish as well. Now, I was also persecuted by the British. You think that I owe anybody anything? I don't fucking owe you anything. How about that? Look at this article. It says, they should be coming down like a ton of bricks on Hezbollah, Lebanon and Iran for what happened to Sean Rooney. Coming down on Hezbollah? They literally promote Hamas and Hezbollah in the Irish government. They support them. They back them. They're literally pro-Hezbollah, pro-Hamas in the Irish government. Like, that's what we're dealing with now. They are pro-terror organizations, guys. They're absolutely lunatics. They're insane, guys, in the Irish government. They never persecute anybody. We have our own Irish musicians, Kneecap. They literally had a Hezbollah flag up on stage a few months after they shot and killed Private Sean Rooney. I mean, you'd have to have your head examined. These guys are traitors to the country, once again. Our government and our new Foreign Minister of Affairs, Helen McEntee, should come down like a ton of bricks on the Iranian embassy and kick them out if they don't help us find Mohammed Ayad. Yeah. I'm sure that the Israeli Secret Service Mossad could quickly find out where the killer is, but the relation between Dublin and Tel Aviv are at a rock bottom. That's true. Maybe the Brits might do us a favor and help track Ayad down. Why are we asking Britain and all these other countries? Just ask America. Ask the CIA. They'll know exactly where this guy is. Why are we asking the British where this guy is, Mohammed Ayad? Forget about that. Ask America where this guy is. But we can't do that because Simon Harris, Micheál Martin, Leo Varadkar, they hate Donald Trump. If I was in charge, god damn, you know what I would do? I would say I'd get Donald Trump on the horn, or I'd get, some general. Hey, let me get the US general on the horn. Okay, where is he at? I would ask them, please, could you give us some resources to find this guy? I'd get the Irish Army Rangers, Special Forces, and I would say, we're going to go in, we're going to kill this guy in the middle of the night. That's what I would do. Just shoot him right in the head. Get into his house, blow his house up, or kill him, okay? Because he shouldn't be let off scot-free like this. We have to teach people a lesson. You get what you allow in this world. The reason why this guy is let off now is because nobody respects Ireland. And what would bring people to respect Ireland? If we went over and killed this guy. That's what would make people respect this country. So now on to some other crime stories. I mean, the crime in Ireland, Northern Ireland, has just gone out of control. Look at this news story from yesterday. Brutal and barbaric. 2 police officers were stabbed in Derry as suspects were arrested. The attempted murder of 2 police officers happened in Derry during the early hours of this morning. 2 police officers have been stabbed in what had been described as a brutal and barbaric attack, as police confirmed the 2 men had been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. Why suspicion? It is attempted murder. Why do they have to add suspicion to this bullshit article? It is just nonsense, guys. The attempted murder of the police officers happened in Derry during the early hours of the morning, and they were responding to a call in the Collin Lane area of the city. Police said that 3 officers and a custody officer were assaulted during the course and apprehended the men. And it seems like these guys have guns in Derry. The Northern Irish police have weapons, so why didn't they shoot this guy? Why didn't they shoot the 2 guys that were running at them with knives? If somebody runs at you with a knife and you're a guard or police, shoot them. Shoot them, kill them. Why are they not dead? I don't get it, guys. We're so soft with everything in this country. This is ridiculous, guys. And this is going to keep happening. Northern Ireland, the crime has gone out of control, and they haven't said who this guy is, whether he's immigrant or he's from the area. Who the hell knows? We have no description of the person, which means that is the description. No description is the description, but whether it be white guys, foreign invaders, who the hell knows? I mean, it's just disgusting, the crime. So the next news story we have here is 2 teenagers accused of attempted sexual assault in Northern Ireland have charges withdrawn. In Anthem, a judge has ordered. The Romanian boys, Roma gypsies? Yes. Aged 14 and 15 had been held in custody since the alleged sexual assault that led to a sustained racially motivated rioting in the town during the summer. But the Belfast Youth Corps, the PPP, was granted permission to end criminal proceedings against the defendants based on significant evidential developments. What were they? Hopefully we find out here. Both teenagers will now be released from the juvenile detention center, where they have been held for 5 months. The pair were jointly charged with the attempted sexual assault of a 7-year-old girl this June. The third suspect involved in the alleged attack had believed to have fled Romania the following day. But none of the accused can be identified because of their ages. Again, we need to identify these people. Guys, if you can't identify people, you can't even convict people, because how the hell is the public not knowing to what is going on in the country? If this was a guy, an Irish guy, they'd flipping know his name, his background, his birthday, his cat's name, what he had for breakfast 3 years ago. Like, they know everything. And they publish it in the news for us to humiliate them. But because it's some random Roma gypsy, they don't ever publish them. They just protect them. It's just disgusting, guys. We're doing this in a civilized country. If I was in charge, we would be absolutely putting everyone's name, where they're living, everything, okay, about them here up on this bullshit. No matter what age, 14, what age? 14, 15, yeah, whatever, okay? We're dragging them through the shit, guys, okay? Because that's what they do for our own people. Previous courts heard the claim that girl had been dragged down the alleyway of a garage in Clondarran Terrace in Ballymena. She managed to escape when the 3 teenagers were disturbed by noise and ran off. It was contended at the time. Racial violence erupted in the town following the incident. However, its unexpected development, a formal application had been made to halt the case against the 2 defendants. What are these significant changes? A lawyer for PVP had told the court in duty had kept prosecution decisions under consideration and taken any account into change in the circumstances. Where new information or evidence become available, it will be considered along with existing information and evidence in the case and tests for prosecution applied. So they got off scot-free for a sexual assault, okay? But apparently the woman was lying about it now, so who the hell knows? Literally, we don't know anything. They haven't told us anything in this news article. I literally read the whole news article. There's nothing. Guys, just ridiculous. So apparently this woman was making up lies after all the craziness happening in Northern Ireland, are falsely accusing people of sexual assault in these issues. They should be in prison as well. The last news story we have today is 74% of HIV diagnosis among people born outside of Ireland. So, brand new article, November 28th. It says the rate of HIV diagnosis in Ireland last year was the second highest in the EU per capita, according to new figures. We have a lot of things like the highest per capita now, the highest rate of immigration, the highest rate of flipping, I think it's the homelessness, the highest rate of housing crisis, the amount of, the lack of houses in this country. In the EU, we have a lot of these things as well. It's pretty terrible. According to a report out today, the majority of first-time diagnoses last year were among people born outside of Ireland. Of those born outside of Ireland, the probability country where they acquire their infection outside Ireland was 40%, Ireland was 30%, and unknown was 31%. So 31% is unknown country, so that's not good. 23% of first-time diagnoses last year were among people born in Ireland, while 3% were marked as unknown. The majority of cases, 67%, were men, with twice rate high amongst women. Gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men continue to be a key problem affecting HIV, and report states. Overall rates among homosexuals remains low. Rates among heterosexuals remains relatively stable from 2012 to 2019. So let's hear, guys. Let's see this here. HIV diagnosis and notification rates per 100,000 population, 2012 to 2024. So in 2012, it was 7.4 per 100,000. Now it's 20% nearly. That's more, what is that, more than double? That's pretty crazy. Obviously, the number is only, 350 people to 1,000. So it's not like crazy numbers or anything like that. But it's still quite a bit, guys. It's gone up significantly. So this is by gender here. Male, 243. Now it's 600. Female, it's 100 to 400. So, yeah, like in the last, 10 years? Since 2012, that's even longer. In the last 13 years or whatever the hell. Quick maths. It's gone up quite a bit, guys. I mean, it's crazy. And what is driving this? They say gay men, whatever, people that are outside of the country, is kind of driving this as well. The fact that we're having a ton of immigration is also driving this. So make that of what you will. I love you all. If you want to support me, hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, of course. And yeah, we can help keep pushing back against this woke mainstream media. Who I'm beefing with. The Irish government, that's one thing. We hate them, of course. But the mainstream media is really the people that I have the biggest beef with. And I'll see you in the next one, lads. Peace.